Hey cats, it's your midsole man EDDBUD here, back with another spoon of running news for you footwear fanatics. Adidas are beating the drum once again with a brand new Adios Pro 3 colourway. How many more do we need? What are they doing? Given Nike's recent problems in trying to sell shoes, I think they've been listening to the Travis song, Why Does It Always Rain On Me? They've released a deluge of water repellent shoes across their running lineup. I've got an update on some new shoe releases that are coming in the next few weeks, and I'm also going to give you my hot takes on the Runner's World Best of Shoes for 2024. What do I make of their selections? Okay, lots to get through, let's get into it. Thanks for joining me on the channel, it's always appreciated. Do hit that subscribe button if you've not done so already, and give this video a thumbs up like. Drop us a comment too, depending what you think about my opinions here. Dankeschön. I know you all need it, but Adidas have got another colourway of the Adios Pro 3. This time there's some blue and white hits on this one. I mean, there's a staggering number of Adios Pro 3 colourways that have been released over the last couple of years. I think the shoe's like 2 years old. I think it came out in like June 2022. Seems like the Three Stripes waited it out rather than launching another update to their top tier model. Perhaps they took like a year out when they were developing the Pro Evo 1 or something. I remember seeing a post showing off 33 different colours of the Adios Pro 3 back in June of this year, and this version wasn't on there. I think there's been another couple as well that aren't featured on that. So I think this could be the shoe that holds the record for having the most number of colourways out there. If there's another one that I've forgotten, let me know down in the comments. You know, Nike aren't even trying, are they, with the Vaporfly 2 or the Vaporfly 3? They only had like 10 or something. I think this one's a bit of a hard sell, especially when you've got the Evo SL on that Adios Pro 4 that they've shown everybody coming, you know, in a couple of months' time. So not sure why anybody would pay full retail for the Adios Pro 3 right now. What do you make of this midsole milking from Adidas on their sort of previous tech, really? It's been around for a while. Nike's share price was really low the other day, and I even found a load of pairs of Vaporflies and ALPHAFLYs even at Sports Direct. Just try and get your head around that one. They've launched a whole boatload of GORETEX shoes in their running lineup. Many different models now have the GORETEX lining switch up to provide some wet weather fun. And that is very much needed in the UK right now. It's just been a washout recently. So a load of updates here. The PEGASUS 41 GORETEX. There's a PEGASUS TRAIL 5 GORETEX 2. And the WINFLO 11 gets the GORETEX membrane too. You get the picture. It's basically GORETEX, GORETEX, GORETEX. The odd thing here is I always view the PEGASUS TRAIL model as being like the sort of all-weather offering. The adding of the GORETEX membrane to all the other shoes acts as a bit of a leveler here, really. And same price on the PEGASUS 41 and also the PEGASUS TRAIL 5 now at 145 quid. So I think it's down to whether you like air in your midsole on this one. Obviously the PEG TRAIL 5 without the dual air units, giving it a much softer feel underfoot in my opinion. I think perhaps if you're a heavier built runner, then the air units actually might provide you a little bit more resilience to the midsole. So go for the PEGASUS 41. I can't help but think some more exciting PEGASUS 41 GORETEX colourways though would have helped to sell the shoes. These are just a little bit boring really. Not sure why they opt for the same styles every single year for the winter options. It's either like completely black or all white. You know, you've got murky conditions out there. Give us some Volt colourways and stuff to really stand out with a load of reflective pieces on there. You know, it might just illuminate things a bit and improve things from a safety perspective. Either way, if you're venturing out there in the storm and you particularly like the PEGASUS models, then you can be like a pig in mud. Though there is a distinct premium now on top of these. I always used to think that PEGASUS was like that sort of slightly more affordable model, around about 110 quid. Those days are gone. The other strange thing is that the PEGASUS TRAIL outsole and also the PEGASUS 41 outsole, they're great in wet conditions, so I'm not entirely sure why we really need storm tread on the outsole. So is it like a really big update? I'm not entirely sure. Now you guys all know that I'm really excited about these Kenyan Dirt ALPHAFLY 3s that they're going to release. Does look like these are dropping on October 31st. So I'm going to be buying a pair of those, no hesitation. I think I might pick up a 10.5 this time. I've got an 11.5, an 11 and a 10.5. That could be absolutely spot on for like a shorter distance race for me, where I'm not so worried about my foot expanding out. The minty upper, the awesome bronzing to the midsole. They really knocked it out of the park on this one, if you ask me, and I will absolutely be grabbing one. Very hyped for this colourway. So October 31st is what I'm hearing right now on this new ALPHAFLY 3 colourway. Okay, I love giving my hot takes on a shoe list. I've noticed there's loads of like AI generated shoe lists, and I just find it really humorous. Like, why would you go to the trouble of posting something up that's AI generated? Shoes are something you need to talk about, you need to cherish, you know, they're special. This one's from Runner's World. It's like their best of list for 2024, each category obviously. So first up, best daily trainer, they've selected the Nova Blast 4. I think that's very reasonable actually this time round. In terms of like the shoe's weight, it makes for like a good sort of daily driver, nice resilient midsole foam there as well, and improved grip over the V3 as well. Not sure I agree that it's got loads of bounce though. The original Nova Blast was very bouncy, and then they've made it slightly sort of firmer and more consistent over time. Also out the box, I don't feel that Flight Foam Blast Plus is like the most squashy material. You know, it's nice. It's reasonable, you know. It's like when you get a coffee from like a bog standard cookie cutter coffee place. It's alright, you know, it does the job, but I don't think it's like super squishy or bouncy now. Certainly a fun ride, and I feel it's still just about okay price wise. It's not too sort of out there when you consider the current economic climate. Their highly commendable shoe in that category was a Rebel 4. Now you guys know I didn't get on with that shoe. It was just awful in terms of the upper fit. It felt cheap as well in terms of the materials in the upper. If you like it, that's cool. I'm glad it's working for you, but for me it just was a real duff one. So I think the Nova Blast 4 clearly a better choice there, and I do agree with their first one there. Hang on though, when I'm looking at this list, it's almost like they've just selected the best from each manufacturer here for each category. Yeah, if we're getting best daily shoe, then I think you've got to go Nova Blast 4. You got the Pegasus there as well, and so on. Yeah, you get the picture. It's a bit of an ad actually, this one, rather than like a best of shoe list. So for race shoes, I've done the same thing again. You know, the best ASICS race shoe is the Metaspeed Sky Paris. Okay, I'll go with that. Best Nike racer is the ALPHAFLY 3. Don't mention the Vaporfly 3 there. Best racer from New Balance is the RC Elite 4. Okay, yeah, we get the picture here. I'll move along. Best super trainer at least is probably the right one. They've gone with the Super Blast 2 from ASICS. That is an absolute winner, and it improves over time. I wouldn't suggest it's a race shoe for me though. Certainly a training option. Don't see me racing in a shoe that's like 300 grams. Just not going to do it. There's loads of other better options out there. Just don't feel it's that propulsive either. It's a good sort of impact protector, and it's light, yes, but not propulsive. In this best super trainer category, they're also mentioning the Mizuno Neo Vista there. It's not a shoe I've tried out personally, though I do seem to have tried out several now that are just above that 40mm mark, so maybe I will pick up a pair. I did try the Skyward X, but again, I don't view that as a super trainer really. It's just too heavy for that. And when you've got the Mac X2 available as well from Hoka, that is a way better shoe. Almost like a race shoe really, rather than just a super trainer. Just too plush and weighty for me to have that like up near the top as a kind of super trainer option. Just way too much padding there. It just feels quite almost like a recovery shoe really, the Skyward X. For stability, they're talking about the Hurricane 24. I don't view that as a stability shoe at all. I view that as like a easy or recovery, almost like lifestyle shoe really. The Kano 31 from ASICS is by far the best stability option that I've tried out. It's not too in your face really. Yeah, that Hurricane 24, I don't really agree with that as being a stability shoe. It doesn't feel like that in the slightest. And neither of those options are faster paced models either. It's almost like, oh, stability shoe, it has to be sort of slow and clunky and with a sort of bulkier, firmer midsole. Why that always has to be the case, I don't know. Just wish that shoe brands would take some extra effort to make a sort of more stabilised shoe, but featuring some more standardised components from some of the super trainers we've got now. Decent list this one, at least there's not any real evidence of AI generated content here, so we're not too far off. Well done guys. A couple of releases to take note of here. The ADIZERO EVO SL seems to be dropping a bit earlier than expected. Running Warehouse have it down for the 1st of December, and there's like and as well as the black on white colourway, there's also a white on black colourway. That one really stands out actually. I can see Kafuzi being very excited by that one. Really nice looking shoe that. Also, there's some Continental down on the outsole. We can see in these other images. That's a bit of a game changer for me. Better rubber is a big upgrade over the existing ADIZERO SL2. Also, there's a Pride inspired version of the Vaporfly 3 coming from Nike. I think this one's out in October. There's also some mismatched colour usage on that one, along with some pink and Volt laces as well. Still a bright and fresh version of the Vaporfly 3 if that's your favourite race or training shoe. And it's still going strong in 2024 as well. I wonder whether they'll expand it out as long as Adidas did with the Adios Pro 3. Okay, that's all the running news for the time being. If you've spotted any cool stories, let me know in the email in the description of this video. Just a reminder, I am going to be in Bournemouth this Saturday and then running on Sunday in the Bournemouth Half Marathon. I'm going to do a very easy shakeout run on Saturday afternoon, probably down near Bournemouth Beach, just on the promenade, you know, taking some sea air, maybe some ice cream, maybe some seagulls. So I'll post up some info. If you're around, come and join me for some shoe chat and, you know, to talk about the race, because I imagine you might be running that one on the Sunday. Quick musical interlude for you. Really been enjoying the new album from the indie alternative supergroup The Hard Quartet. It's just called The Hard Quartet. Is a mixture of different sorts of tracks on here, some quite noisy stuff and some nice soothing, more acoustic based material as well. Really like the track Six Deaf Rats. There's a nice space to the production. It's almost like a Steve Maltmus solo track really, so if you're into his material I think you'll really like this album. His vocal performances on his songs always sounds so unique, I suppose, almost like he will sing it differently each time, and the placement and the kind of order of the words that he uses are so interesting, like nothing else out there. He's very unique, very himself, and I really like that. It's good to be that, you know, don't try and be like everybody else, be yourself. Yeah, The Hard Quartet, go and check it out, fantastic album. Got it on vinyl the other day and it does sound and smell good. Still as fresh as the day I took them out the box. Thanks for tuning in, people. Hope you enjoyed today's running news. If you're yet to do so, hit that subscribe button, but also give this video a thumbs up like. Drop us a comment to help with the YouTube algorithm. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you